going to be aggressive from them. Mana break, really nice to have against the Wraith King, though, if he's in any kind of core position. So, yeah he's going to be in for a sad time.
And it does give him a nice little incentive to pick up the Anti-Mage here, and we'll see what the Head have planned with their last pick. And it's kind of hard to contest the Anti-Mage here, and Anti-Mage is one of those heroes that matches up pretty well against the Morphling. I mean, this kind of takes us back to the TI2 era where there was all the Anti-Mage versus Morphling games. And, well, I mean, neither carry kind of beats the other one directly, but I feel like it's just a better of a flash farmer and a bit better of a split pusher.
So it's a support Wraith King, I
yeah,
guess.
Oh, you're right. They're going to get these Storm Spirit last pick, so, alright. That's happening.
It's happening, alright. Storm Spirit, nice to have against the Anti-Mage in some ways. He can be a bit of a liability in others, though. If you get off to a good start and you get your Orchid before the Anti-Mage gets his Manta Style, which you normally should, then you're looking pretty good. But you do typically have to go, I think, for a BKB immediately after that Orchid. Otherwise, you just become a big fat Mana Void target at every single fight. Though, you know, Storm's looking a little bit more slim these days.
Yeah. Putting the Wraith King in the full position also helps out, just because it means, like, if he doesn't get a reincarnation off in a fight because he gets mana break too much, it's less of a problem, because he's not actually a core hero. They're not going to be investing lots of farm into him, and in some ways, he's more likely to be ignored in a team fight just because of his lack of farm. He'll throw a stun and then just offer very little to the Head in the rest of the fight, so there's not much need for VP to actually try and focus or bring him down early in the clash.
Yeah, he's just really there because he has a very spammable stun. Wraith Fire Blast. I was about to call it Hellfire Blast, but Wraith Fire Blast is a very solid ability. So, and
I still just call it Stormbolt. Like
Stormbolt, yeah.
Is that what's called? Is it even called Stormbolt in Dota 1 anymore?
Oh, I don't know. Honestly, that's.
Yeah.
I haven't loaded up Warcraft 3 in ages.
I was watching Merlini play the other day when the Dota 2 servers were down. He wound up Dota 1. He played some Warcraft 3 melee, like the standard mode, and then he played some Dota 1 as well. Played some techies, but
yeah, it's always fun when you can get some friends together to play customs.
Yeah.
Were you a big customs player, Gods?
I played a lot of that was how I got started on Warcraft 3. Like, I played customs before I played anything else. I mean, Dota's a custom game.
Yes.
Like, end of the day.
Well, and Warcraft 3 now, well, up until Dota 2 was released, basically existed for Dota. So I remember the one big victory that Warcraft 3 and Dota had was when there was that one update which increased the upper limit on the map file size, so we could finally add some more custom icons and some custom hero models, because a couple of them aren't just ladder icons and models. So yeah.
Okay.
Props to Blizzard for listening to the Dota community at that point.
Yeah, they listen to some things.
Some things. Yeah. We'll probably not go down that path of discussion right now.
But well, a bit of a pause coming out here. It looks like VP just waiting on their last player to reconnect back into the game. Some interesting drafts coming out. We got some good CIS Dota ahead, but.
So the thing with the Anti-Mage is always going to be that he's that, and I know I've called it this in a whole lot of casts, so I feel like a bit of a stuck record, but it's always that invitation to just try and end the game in less than 20 minutes, because the Anti-Mage just does absolutely nothing for the first 20 minutes of the game. He's all right for, isolating heroes with some stuns and laying in with a little bit of right click, but as far as clashes are concerned and actually pressuring out lanes, then needs that Battle Fury for sure. So we'll see if Ahead can execute really nicely in this early game here and start hammering down those towers, because they need to get the tier 1 safe lane and the tier 1 mid just to really lock the Anti-Mage out, and from there I think they're in a good spot.
Have you seen this new showcase mode? It actually pops up the hero name and player name. Pretty cool.
Oh, okay. I know it didn't work. Oh, awesome. Sweet. So you could use that for introductions, couldn't you? You could just click along the top.
Yes. Let's have a go with that. That's a good way to start things off here at 10 in the morning after a long cast. We'll introduce. I'm already confused and lost. Sentor's going to be running into a few heroes here. Let's make sure he doesn't die. Okay, he doesn't die. But we're going to have Virtus Pro over on the Dire side. It's going to be use spectator mode. Arsat playing the Centaur War Runner. We've got Dazzle being handled by Jodam. We've got Puck in the solo mid. That's going to be G. We've got Anti-Mage being played by Illidan, and then finally it's going to be the Vengeful Spirit support being played by NS in the top lane.
Okay, to help you out, we'll go left to right for a head. I guess we're starting with Wraith King. So we've got, oh man, Arzik
Yeah.
on the Wraith King. We have 168, a little bit easier on the Bat Rider. Sima is going to be on the Morphling. We've got Aloha Dance on the Storm Spirit, looking pretty jaunty, making his way towards mid.
Oh yeah.
And we've got the stand-in, who I believe has played with this team before. That was the message I got from somebody a little bit earlier, and that's going to be May on the Ancient Apparition. Now that showcase introduction is pretty cool. I think I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Do that.
You can get some good like twirling camera views all over, and like I like this. I'm getting used to like actually controlling it. Like the first time I did it, there was everyone complaining that they just thrown up their lunch. So I think I'm getting a little better with it, but
practice makes perfect, Gods. Practice makes perfect.
Well, Dazzle has a Dazzle with a double damage rune. That's a tongue twister. He's gonna maybe even go for a kill in a Aloha Dance with the poison touch. The damage output's just ridiculous. One more right click to finish him off. Puck with the first blood at mid. G getting the last hit.
It shall be duly noted.
Alrighty, first blood goes the way of Virtus Pro very early on.
Good start for them. Bat Rider just kind of looping around on top lane. He's going to be just fine.
Yeah, pops a Firefly. Takes a bit of harass here, but he's actually looking to go back and trade even more hits with NS. NS isn't too worried, just a level 1 Firefly. That's scary for damage output, but yeah. Well, for the time being, I mean, Virtus Pro obviously off to a great start with the first blood, but they're going to look to get more out of this than just a first blood. But Puck already having a kill on mid lane, already a level and a half ahead of the Storm Spirit. This means he'll hit level 6 first. He can go for another kill again. Any support rotation again is also just going to make his lane absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, and the Storm Spirit has a really important role to play again in this game. Really needs to come online pretty quickly to deal with the Anti-Mage. She was about to get a kill on 168. Yeah. Goodbye top lane.
Firefly, I think, was like on cooldown for a bit. It only just came up at the end there, and it was too late already. So, get a kill and Poison Touch, Vengeful Spirit's done. Man, second kill of the game for Virtus Pro. Bat Rider immediately TP's back in, but damage has already been done. Giving up a kill to an Anti-Mage of all heroes, not something you want to be doing at this stage of the game.
Yeah, definitely not. And that means Illidan's just going to be that much harder to harass, especially if he picks up his Ring of Health right now. I wouldn't even mind seeing him go for some pretty early treads. Just to get that little bit of extra killing power out against the bat. You're going to go for the treads eventually, no matter what, so you may as well just get them early game for the survivability and the extra damage.
I think this is becoming more standard, where you get the treads and then go into your battle fury. You only get the Ring of Health first if you're really getting harassed and need the regen. But he's still got 5 Tengos on himself, so he's in no rush to get the Ring of Health. And this is where fast treads will just give him, like you say, a ton of killing potential in this lane with a tri-lane. So no reason to play this defensive and get a fast Ring of Health when he doesn't even need the HP regen right now.
Yeah, and it's really nice to have carries in general that can pick up a pair of phase boots or some treads, and the supports can kind of leave, go and do their own things, and the carry can still win the 1v1 against the offlaner. You don't want the carry being bullied just because the supports are off, because often they have to be off doing something else, grabbing experience mid, grabbing farm, stacking ancient, stacking jungle, because they do have to recover a little bit later on in the game.
Yep. Well, Bat Rider's already decided top lane is just too damn hard for him. He goes into the jungle. He's going to be too late to stack this camp, which is a bit unfortunate, but he's just going to go for a single kill.
Oh, golems. The golems.
Oh, sad days. That's unfortunate. This is not a very good value Firefly. Just for one Centaur camp, doesn't get any stacks off. That is bad value. He's going to head back top after killing it, so that was almost not worth the rotation.
Yeah, also, the Centaur placed an Observer Ward over here a little bit earlier, which got de-warded by this sentry, but I think this sentry is still blocking this camp anyway. So, a little bit misplaced there, and that means they don't have their pull through, and that's the other option that the Bat Rider would have had to be able to recover in terms of farm, just stealing the big camp and the medium camp from the supports. But yeah, that sentry ward's going to mess them up for a little bit.
So for the most part, Virtus Pro coming out on top of 2 of the 3 lanes, and the off lane for them is actually going really well. Having a Centaur already with Trinkle Boots and level 3.5 is about as good as you want here. Double damage rune. Ooh, high ground AA. Doesn't actually get the deny. He actually harassed the Centaur, so he just picks it up himself. Gee, unable to get the rune, but hey, he can bottle Crow if he really wants to. As we do see Aloha Dance. Got a nice little deny on the siege creep, but level 6 coming soon on Puck, and this is where Centaur rotates mid, knowing that there's going to be a Dream Call and that they can actually look for a kill on this Storm as soon as Puck hits level 6. The rotation has been spotted by the Radiant Observer Ward, but it doesn't mean that we're not going to see Storm go down regardless, depending on how defensive he might play. G.
Yeah. A nice build from G as well. He's got the 2 points Orb, 2 points Waning Rift.
Yep.
So prepared to have a little bit of extra lockdown against the Storm.
Top lane, it looks like they attempted to go on the Batrider again. The Poison Touch on cooldown. Anti-Mage did use a Blink as well, but no, not enough, quite enough damage. Central Spirit Stun wasn't actually there. It looks like VS wasn't in there for the kill, but Arsat gives up on the mid lane gank and goes back bottom lane because there's a big creep wave at his tower. So this is, I like this play from him. He goes mid hoping for a kill and he's already back bottom as soon as it pushes out, ready to get his experience and hopefully a last hit or two.
And actually 2 waves making their way in right now, so this is some really good experience. And
they can't really zone him out. They've got no way to kill him with just Morphling AA, no actual setup. They need that Wraith King.
And he's actually wandered all the way over to mid to try and do something about the Puck.
I think he was worried about the Centaur gank, so it was like positioning himself for when Puck went in with a Dream Call to turn things around, but Puck just never went in. If Puck went in, he was there with the counter gank. But
yeah, also worth pointing out that that wave pushing was just the head supports losing control of the lane a little bit, in all honesty. I think a lot of that comes back to not having their pull camp either. Well, the second pull through camp.
Now Morphling has gone for a very greedy play here. Picks himself up a Midas. 6 minutes in the game, a pretty fast Midas, but not an item you typically get on Morphling that often, unless you're someone like Arteezy.
No, Morphling, he didn't go far enough into the shop. So
mid lane, they may get a kill here on Aloha Dance. He's not level 6 yet, and with a Dream Call, Vengeful Spirit rotation, they do get the kill. What did Morphling do? Oh, he bought the glove.
That's a disaster.
You can sell them though.
Yeah,
why didn't he sell it?
He didn't realize.
Oh dear. Oh no. That slows his Midas down by like almost a full minute
and
now.
The courier is going all the way.
Yeah.
Oh my
He's
God.
telling his team like, you're not getting your item. I don't care what you're trying to buy. I need courier.
Well, that's his mistake, in all honesty. Like, you even have a few seconds to realize, run back, and you don't even have to sell it. You know, you have 10 seconds not to get back to the side shop, but just realize it's in your stash and sell it, and then walk back over to the side shop.
And he should realize pretty fast. I guess, I mean, just a bit sloppy and probably just not really focused more than anything, but...
So, not a 6-minute Midas. We'll call the time when he picks it up.
NS smoking at the bottom lane. If you kill the Morphling now before he has his Midas, oh boy, that is bad. And there's a Puck here as well. Good look towards the stun initiation. NS looking to go in. The waveform not going to come. Puck, he's invis, so they can still commit to this one. And Seema going to walk directly into this Puck. Oh, the Vengeful Spirit's here as well. One right click, the Waning Rift, the Orb to follow. He needs to use this Midas. He also just wants to stay alive here. He's trying to morph to strength here. He's got 3 points in the morph stats. This is out of mana now. Vengeful Spirit Sun will finish him off, and it looks like VS will get there for the Sun. Doesn't even get to use his Midas. I don't think we can call this a 7-minute Midas when he doesn't use his Midas until 8 minutes in.
Oh, that's...
He may have picked it up, but this is essentially an 8-minute Midas now.
Tower is under attack.
Oh, sorry, MA, the Ancient Apparition now going to go down as well. Oh, yeah, one last right click finishes him off. Aloha Dance with a zip in, looking to get NS. NS just holding his grabs, has a magic wand, pop those charges, he's going to salve as well, does use it, stays alive as well. G with a double kill here. 6 zip early on, 8 minutes in, and what a terrible, terrible start for Ahead Gaming. I think Ahead Gaming are behind.
I think that would be very fair to say. And VP have just been playing really nicely. I mean, a couple of opportunities presented themselves. A little bit of luck with that double damage at the start of the game, but still, this is... And that Invis rune as well. The rune luck has been good for them, but still, nicely played.
This morph just comes in, taxes the Batrider, one of his big creeps, and says, look man, I need to use my Midas.
Goodbye.
Oh, goodbye indeed. As Anti-Mage will pick up the last hit. He's just toying with him almost now. Gets the last hit, picks up a... Looks like he's got a broadsword to go with a salve here as well. Doesn't actually need this salve. I think he meant to pick up the broadsword, but once again, players just not really properly using their couriers. Well, using their items and stashes, but... Oh, there we go, he's got his broadsword now. All's well at end as well. And, 7 unanswered kills going Virtus Pro's way. That is ugly, ugly, ugly.
Look at this Anti-Mage's CS as well. I'm gonna keep an eye out and just check in at what it is at 10 minutes, but
yeah,
that's a lot. 68.
Like 80 CS around the 10-minute mark is phenomenal. Like that's free farm and more. Like that's what you want to be aiming for.
Yeah, 82 is every creep without jungle creeps, but he is getting a few jungle creeps here and there, so...
Yeah. Does that include, like, the siege creeps and all that? Okay.
Yeah, because it's 4 per wave for 20 waves, and then 2 siege creeps.
Gotcha. He's going to bleak back under his tower. He's got the salve now, so he will be able to heal himself back up. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Centaur, looking for an engagement. Hasn't got his blink dagger yet. He's up to 1,500 gold. NS is sitting behind him, though. Ping's going in. It looks like they want to go on this Centaur, but maybe won't be able to do so. Morphing now. Midas back up. This is only going to be a second Midas use of the game. He has really struggled a bit with this one. Oh, they're baiting the Centaur here. Vengeful Spirit's there as well. Actually, they've kind of baited here. There is a Grave going to come out. That's going to keep NS alive for just a little bit longer. They kill off the Ancient Apparition. Centaur going to pay for his life. Looks like NS going to go down on the Dazzle as well. They need more TPs in, but there aren't any heroes to come. Puck. It's too late for the party. They lose 3. The first kills of the game for Ahead, and it's a pretty big fight going their way. Aloha then zips to the low ground. I don't know about this one. He's actually really low on mana. He's got 10 magic 6 charges. May need to pop these just to zip to the high ground. Puck gonna orb up, so decides not to go for this kill, and that was with Batrider coming in. Batrider actually had to blink. That was actually Storm trying to bait things out there, so nicely played by G to just decide he needed to get out.
Yeah, a nice vision from VP. When they made that trip in to kill the Morphling earlier, also managed to get a ward down, so...
10.5-minute Battle Fury treads.
Oh my god.
Like, you get a 10.5-minute Battle Fury normally with, like, ground boots or no boots at all, but this is treads plus Battle Fury.
Yeah, he's ready to just start clearing out the jungle every single minute. Quelling Blade picked up as well. Things looking really good for this anti-mage. He's almost doubling up on the Morphling CS. Morphling did go for the Midas as well, but I don't think Midas really helps you out in this scenario. He was going to go for farm, and Illidan's found himself a big jungle stack as well, something that Jodham's been stacking up for him, so this is even more farm going his way. I imagine he just picks up his Vlads just to accelerate his farm even more, also just to help sustain himself outside of the lane.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But he gets salved up and has to find someone new to farm. He's actually cleared out the jungle too fast now. There's like no camps left for him.
Yeah, and I get the feeling that the Manta might actually race out the Orchid here. Aloha Dance, total Orchid progress, 1 Robe of the May guy. That's it. So
can you call that progress?
Like,
maybe.
Like maybe like you've laid the foundation that you're going to get an Orchid. That to me is what he's done. He's put down the blueprints, but he hasn't actually even started the construction yet, really.
Yeah, it's probably in his quick buy, if that's
Radiant's
anything.
middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, that counts for something. At least effort points. He gets a 10 for effort, but
He can alt-click in the shop. I will purchase Orchid.
let his team know. Oh,
don't worry, guys. I'm still on board with the plan. It just got slowed down a little bit. 3 deaths worth.
Haste in everything but judgment.
Well, his team will be happy to know he hasn't decided to go for something like a Drum of Endurance or a Diffusal Blade, what have you.
Veil of Discord.
Yeah, Veil of Discord's gone. They're gonna go on the center here at the bottom lane, but there's a Vengeful Spirit sitting behind, and there's a swap back. Aloha then still has plenty of mana to get out of there. Stun could follow, but it looks like they're not going to try and throw. Actually, he used the stun, so... Virtus Pro, 3 heroes at the bottom lane. They've left the G Puck at top lane. He's got level 10 now. We'll be looking for a kill on this Ancient Apparition. It looks like AA throwing an ultimate towards bottom lane. It's being pinged out, so I think they know. Meanwhile, top... going for this kill, the Stampede being used, he gets an orb, 1 or 2 more right clicks, uses the call to secure the kill, and AA ultimate at bottom lane doesn't really achieve all that much, so G with a nice little pick-off, had to use a Dream Call for it, but at this point he'll just take whatever pick-offs he can get, he doesn't mind too much.
Yeah, no great loss. VP's still looking really good, and this anti-mage is just completely untouched. 120 CS, oh, no, bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Radiant's top tower is under
Spree for
attack.
Illidan. Another kill going his way. 120 last hits, 8k plus net worth. This is like the beautiful anti-mages we used to see back in the 2012 era. I've missed this. Not every game, but every once in a while I want to see a game with an anti-mage like this.
I'd like to see every hero being viable, honestly. G.
Get the lasso off. Yeah. Orb his way out of the A. Ice Blast going in as well. G's already level 11 too. That's a pretty scary thought here. And now we have Virtus Pro smoked up with a Blink Dagger on Centaur. They're going to be looking for any hero to engage on. Morphling, maybe the one running towards them.
Dyer's
Ooh.
middle tower
Did they
is under
didn't
attack.
one out. They ping him now. They see the Morphling. He waves on 3, waves directly into the Centaur stun. Is Morphling the strength here? The stuns start coming out here. Doesn't look like there's enough damage to get him tilted. They may actually lose a few here. Dazzle going to get pulled in. No time for a grave. He's going to be brought down. The courier needs to be careful. It could have almost gone down there, but the chase is on for NS. Low high damage, low on mana. There's a swap, there's a great fire blast, and that's going to be the death for NS with 1 or 2 more right clicks. They do get the kill here. Lasso goes on to Arside on the Centaur. Maybe a next casualty, although he does pop a Stampede, gets himself out of there. Antimate decides against engaging in. Instead goes for the tier 1 mid tower with the help of Gene. It looks like this tier 1 mid will not be denied. Antimate picks it up now. They need from escaping. There's 2-3 heroes behind them cutting off the retreat. Wraithkin does have a stun, but that's not really enough to bring down anyone like this Antimate.
Anti-Mage has over 600 GPM. That's oh my god.
For 14 minutes in, when you've only got like a couple towers, like you're not completely snowballing and taking, like normally you only see like the 600-700 GPM once you're taking all the outer towers, you're pushing the high ground, and you're about to end the game, but at this stage having that much GPM is pretty absurd.
Yeah, definitely. And ahead, well, they're trying to do whatever they can, but more deaths for the Storm Spirit, unfortunately, going to continue to slow him down.
Radiant's courier
The
has been
Batrider
killed.
hasn't been that successful just yet with the Blink. And Courier goes down.
That's unfortunate.
To what exactly?
I'm not sure. I just don't know. I did not see that anywhere on the map when it went down, but that's
it's
just
here.
I saw Puck in the mid lane after the courier died, but that was like not there. He was like more like near the mid lane when it happened. So I may have to reinvestigate this game and what happened there.
Anti-Mage drive-by? I don't know. I don't think so. He's been in the jungle for the whole minute.
No. This AA is going so greedy. He's going for a Midas still, it looks like, and I do not think he's going to get away with this. We have not seen AAs go Midas and be successful in a long time. Like back when AA was kind of first being picked a lot and like AUI 2000 was making him work, we saw it every now and then. But even nowadays, AUI 2000 just straight up rushes the Ag but he doesn't get a Midas along the way very often.
Yeah, the levels are nice, but just not that huge. And G, nice coil mid.
Okay, he's going to catch up multiple heroes with this one. They burst down the A to start things off. The Centaur follows up with the initiation on the Storm Spirit. Now Morphling, all he can do is wait for the high ground. He's going for a TP out. They break it with the Mana Void. Nicely played here. And Seema will be the next casualty. 3-0 in the mid lane. Meanwhile, bottom lane, looks like the Wraith King needs to be a bit careful here. The Dazzle and Vengeful Spirit, these are just 2 heroes, but in theory they could kill him. Does have the reincarnation, so they wouldn't be able to kill him twice, I don't think. But here we go. Centaur rotating towards bottom. Puck picks up the Dagon. That's exactly the kind of item you want when you're snowballing like this. And
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
the Virtus Pro, they'll just continue what they're doing just fine right now, which is just keep going for kills, keep going for aggression, keep going for these towers.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Looks like it should be tier 1 bot, no contest. Ahead just kind of... Well, they're charging down mid, but there's not even a tier 1 tower to take there, so... I guess have to go for a smoke, have to try and find something else to do.
What's the game plan here? Do they... No, smoke on the Batrider, so after they clear out this one wave, they could look to do that, but right now Virtus Pro are grouped as 5, and this is not really a 5-man that they can take right now, and that's considering that you're up against a team with Anti-Mage. Normally you think, oh, we can 5-man, we can force team fights, but this Anti-Mage he's king of the mountain now, and he's about to pick himself up at Aegis now. Into the Roshan pit he goes with Yasha and Vlad. He can do this himself solo, but he's going to get some help from Assad, who will help out with taking things like, hey, Ice Blast will scout this out. Man, we'll actually force him back. Illidan can't really stay in there now the Ice Blast is there, so this will actually push him out of the pit. Good thing it comes in now rather than when he was a lot lower on HP. They're going to smoke up and kind of in plain sight here. Oh, Laxo goes in the Puck. Puck's in a bit of trouble here. G going to get pulled as well. The Grave will keep him alive. Actually, all his way out of there. The Stampede can give him some extra movement speed. One more right click finishes him off, so nice initiation and kill coming out for a head, but they had to commit so much to that one. Another stun goes out on Illidan. He's going to blink in a few seconds, blinks out just before the Storm can latch onto him. The chase is now on as Batrider blinks on after. Morphling elsewhere is actually taking a lot of damage to this Centaur. Centaur with a double edge could almost finish him off, but...
Oh, Ice Blast.
Oh, it clips him. Batrider's now going to chase after him. The Storm with a huge long-range zip.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Gets the last right-click needed, and that's 2 kills going to Ahead Gaming. Nothing being given up in exchange, though. They'll be pretty happy with that little bout in the Radiant, well, the bottom river and Radiant jungle.
Yeah, got them a couple of kills. That should have been a pretty big streak ended as well on the Storm, on the puck. So Storm, Oblivion Staff, plus 1k gold. Progress is there now.
Yep. Yeah, progress is there, but it's still like a case of what's the game plan for dealing with Anti-Mages later on. Anti-Mage is a good 230 GPM ahead of the Morphling. He's sitting on 12k net worth to the Morphling 7.5k. And Anti-Mage a hero who's going to accelerate that farm with the Battle Fury, with the Vlads, and Morphling he's kind of accelerating the farm with a Midas, but not really. He's going to be playing catch up for a long time.
Yeah, honestly, if VP wanted to close this game out pretty quickly, I think they could just wait for, say, Manta BKB on Illidan, which is only going to take a couple of minutes to farm, in all honesty, and then put an Aegis on him, make their way up onto the high ground. Or at least get these tier 2s down.
They definitely can get Roshan. Sure, they got pushed away by the AI Splash, but they just got to back off, push out the lanes again, then wait till they see a few heroes in the side lanes, and then go once again into the Roshan pit. They've just got such a strong team reputation. I think the answer is just get found out here. Turn 7 to bring him down. It will actually catch him out there. The lasso followed up by a Storm, zipping just enough damage to kill him off. So, well, there's still some hope, but Seam are going to go down in exchange. So both teams losing their carry heroes then. That hurts Ahead much more, because they really need this Morphing to catch up. Sure, the Anti-Mage kill is fantastic and all, and does slow down this Manta style, but Ahead just cannot afford to have this Morphling die at all at this stage of the game.
Yeah, he really needs a lot of very consistent farm from this point to be able to match up against the Anti-Mage even slightly.
Yep. Batrider does pick up a 4-star from Storm, while the Orchid is coming soon, but Anti-Mage's Manta Star will be up pretty much at the same time, so using the Orchid to stop a Blink is not going to be feasible unless the Manta is on cooldown. For VP, well, they just want to settle things down a bit here. They're stacking Ancients, which will probably go the way of the Anti-Mage once he respawns. All in all, things looking pretty peachy for this for the Russian team.
Yeah, good, but I think Ahead definitely giving them a reminder that if they play sloppy, if they make mistakes, if they give away big kill streaks, that this game could potentially turn around.
Yeah, and that's where they're going to just play a bit safer for now. Anti-Mage finished off the Ancient stack. This will be his Manta style, which should be flying out in just a second here. And may even look to go into the Roshan pit once again fairly soon. There's a smoke picked up by the Batrider, probably anticipating another attempt on Roshan, and they want to contest it, especially now that 168 has picked up his 4-star to go with the Blink Dagger. Immediate smoke coming out, and they're going to move on out. They're pinging Roshan. They have to be careful, like they want to kind of scout it out using an Ice Blast, and they'll do just that, but it means it's on cooldown. If VP see the AI Ice Blast on cooldown, that's when they say, okay, let's actually go into Roshan now. Gets thrown out, doesn't actually land.
Tower is under attack.
But VP, it seems they're going to go down towards the Radiant jungle. They're just farming the enemy jungle, farming their own jungle, and just being a lot more efficient in general with their time as well as their farming.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
And all 3 of their cores basically have their anti-Orchid item online. We've got Manta Style for the Anti-Mage, Yules for the Puck, and Centaur, he's beefy. He's got a Hood of Defiance as well, so he doesn't even really care about being jumped on too much. And unfortunately, Storm just didn't really have a window of opportunity where that Orchid was going to be extremely powerful. And Ahead just not even defending this tier 2 bot. Looks like they're just going to be giving it away. Ice Blast going to come in. I do have a DD on the Storm, so it looks like they might be able to get a trade out of it, but if you do have Glyph.
Yeah, a trade would be pretty nice. I don't think VP want to just give this up for nothing. They have got TPs. They're going to start TPing back now. TPing with the T3s to start things off. AA will look for that Blink Stunt initiation. Assad on the move, not going to be able to get into on anyone there, and that was with a Stampede being used. So Ahead do a great job to get a tier 2 tower trade and then just get out of there without taking any casualties. So maybe
she didn't have a TP.
I guess not.
It seems like it. He walked. And I mean, he's their most important initiator by far, especially against the Storm Spirits.
This should be Roshan, it looks like. Yeah, Anti-Mage will blink in, and that's because they know heroes TP'd out of there. They saw Seamet bottom lane, he TP'd there. They see Amei at top lane on the Ancient Apparition, so he feels pretty safe and confident in his ability to take Roshan. Does get caught up by an Ice Blast, so may have to wait for them to wear off. Goes into the Ancient. We'll have to see if he blinks back into Roshan, or if he just gives up on this now because of the AA, and, well, Ahead. And they're once again rotating towards the Roshan pit. Anti-Mage's going to go back in once more. This time, no Ice Blast on cooldown for about 12 seconds longer. Ooh, puck. Solik on the AA at top lane. Batrider going blinking in. He's looking for anyone he can find, Bill. Dazzle actually getting bashed by Roshan. Antimage goes in the mid lane. That's going to be a dead Wraith King. Can't reincarnate without your mana pool, sir. And now, ooh, in the jungle, G's actually been caught up by the Orchid Storm, but now Storm's out of mana, and he just used that off. I'm surprised G actually orbited his way. Actually, he's going to go for the rune here, but surprised he didn't look for a kill there on Aloha. He's pinging that he wants to go for it. He blinks to the high ground. Needs something to stun him up there. No double edge or stun? No?
No mana. No mana for Hoof Stomp.
Roshan has fallen to the down.
Antimage, meanwhile, does take the Roshan kill, so he gets himself an Aegis, and at this point, Virtus Pro, 16 kills to 8. Not looking as dominating as they were in the first 10 minutes of the game, but still in a very clear position of control in this game. He's going to regret maybe looping for that one. He's completely out of mana. Antimage goes blinking mana void. He gets himself a double kill. He's not done as well. Batrider goes on the high ground. Antimage is there waiting. Going to force the Batrider back to the low ground. Puck will finish him off with one last right click. 3 for nothing here. And now they can look to go back for this tier 2 tower. Antimage still with Aegis online. They've got the Vlads here just allowing them to push it just that little bit faster. No mech or anything up at the moment. No urn charges as well. Unfortunately for Jodam, he hasn't really been in range with those kills. Morphin going for a trade at bottom lane. Gets a tier 1 tower, but that is not really a true trade when you're losing a tier 3. Possibly even Raptors here. Stormfish is Orchid picked up an overclock, and as a result doesn't even have buyback. So Raptors are going to take a fall at 25 minutes of the game. AI Iceloft's going to come in, but to no avail. These Raptors will take a fall regardless, and well, that's bad news for ahead.
And BP lost nothing there. Aegis is still up for another 5 minutes. So they could even go and farm for 2 minutes, finish a heart on the anti-mage or a butterfly, and then come back for another round.
They lost 2 towers at bottom lane, which is, I guess, well, it's not. That's not so much they lost it, but ahead getting that. Like that's just gold in ahead's pockets more than anything right now. And they called GG and of all things. Okay, they just can't deal with this anti-mage. They decide.
Tower is under attack.
Did pick up a BKB. Not that ahead know that, but I mean they were pretty much down and out at this point in the game.
Bit of an anticlimactic way to call it, but
they could at least, like, it feels like they should call GG as soon as they lose the Raxes, and then it's like you've got a good punctuation mark. But the fact they wait 30 seconds and then GG out, it's like, oh,